I'm just gonna jump right into Yit's thing. And then once we get to the sending
You can't
thing,
do that. You need consent first.
once we get to the sending from Axia, at that point I'll do the recap for the previous session because I think that
sounds good.
I think that sounds fun. So yeah, breakfast was had the previous morning, and Yit took his row of stars, attuned to it, and then bam, to the astral plane. You arrive on the Rock of Brawl, and above you, you see the sea of stars shining overhead. In front of you, you see a tall warehouse, and in the center of it, you see the Nautiloid ship. The hull, like the hull of it, has been repaired. That's the thing I believe that you did last time, was basically getting it in like where it will run if you put an engine and stuff on it. And now we come to the next part of the building of the ship, which is installing the navigation hub. I'm gonna put the "Nothing Bad Is Going to Happen" music on. All right, and so the next thing on the agenda is the navigation hub. You have 4 things that you need. The first thing was the Illithid Brain. You got that from the sorry. Oh. You got that from the Mind Flayers that you killed in the city. Nerves of a sentient being preserved, which you have plenty of. The next 2 things that we need is we need a source of water, which is available in the city, and we need glass casing for the outside of it. Okay. Hold on, let me turn down the. Oh my God, Cully, you're on it right now.
I need for installing the navigation system, I need a glass casing and a source of water.
Yes, the source of water is available in the city.
It's available in my back pocket.
That's true. You also have the decanter of endless water, which can make salt water, which specifically you need. Specifically, you do need salt water. Let's do the glass casing first. There is like a foundry area where you can do so that does have sand available, heat, but it does not have glass blowing tools, but you can use your Artificer tools to make them. With that in mind, this is going to require 3 consecutive DC 15 checks. The first one is going to be dexterity, and you can add double your proficiency to this because you're using glass blowing tools. The second one is going to be an intelligence check with double your proficiency.
Is 15.
Yeah.
Okay, I did roll a 1, so I passed.
The third one is going to be, so the first one, that is like you smelting the sand and making it into malleable glass. The intelligence check is you forming it into sheets of the correct angle. The third one is installation of these pieces. That is going to be a little bit higher. It's going to be a DC 20 dexterity check, but you still add double your proficiency.
Okay, I'll have to flash of genius, but I'll pass it.
Perfect. Alright. The next part is creating the navigation hub. So before you put the salt water into the hub, you're going to be putting the Illithid Brain into this navigation hub and connecting it with those nerves that you have. That's going to require 3 successful medicine checks using surgical tools. You still add double your proficiency to these checks. So it's going to be wisdom, if you have proficiency with medicine, you can add double your proficiency. If you don't, then I'll let you just add standard proficiency. Okay?
Okay. And what do I have to roll to pass it?
The first check is going to be DC 15.
Okay, I barely passed that one.
Okay. The second check is going to be another DC 15.
I passed that one by a lot.
Perfect. The third one is going to be a different check. That one is going to be a charisma check, but you can add double your proficiency.
That one's... I'm gonna have to flash of genius, but I'm gonna end up with a 19.
19 still enough, the DC was 15. Okay, so with that, the brain is installed. The better part of... So that would have taken like the better part of the first day to get that installed and fill it with salt water and all of that. But with that, as you approach the end of the day, of that first day, you have the navigation hub installed, and you have it set in a way where it will be allied with you in your party. Okay. The second part here is the installation of weaponry, armory, tentacles, engines, and stuff like that. So the first part of that is going to be an investigation check. As you look at the ship, you do see these articulated arms coming out of the walls that are holding the ship still, kind of like Dr. Octopus arms. You can easily reason that there must be somewhere in this warehouse where there's controls to control those arms.
18.
18 passes. You do find the control hub. The control hub is like the labels on the control hub are written in Illithid. I don't believe that's a language you speak, but do you have the spell Comprehend Languages?
No.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a DC. Go ahead and roll an intelligence check. Flat intelligence.
25.
25. Okay. With the 25, you're able to experiment a little bit and get a very good handle of how to use the arms effectively. However, doing so takes you the remainder of the day into your first long rest. You can forego your first long rest and roll a check for exhaustion to continue working, or you can take a long rest. Which would you prefer?
What's the DC for going long rest?
The first DC is a DC 10, Constitution.
Yeah, sure, I'll forego long rest.
Okay, go ahead and roll a D20 for me.
18, let's go!
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you are foregoing your long rest, you do not regain your flashes of genius. Just to let you know, keep track of the ones that you used the previous day. Okay.
Okay, I have 3 left.
Yes, perfect. With that in mind, the next morning is going to be taking stock of the things that are available to you to add onto the ship. That's going to be an investigation check.
$17.
17? Okay. That gets the bulk of it. The tentacles are easy enough. Those are lying in front of the Nautilus ship on the ground, uninstalled. There is also a front piece, this like long metallic, almost looks like a rhino horn that attaches to the front of the ship, like a battering ram. There are 4 arcane ballista that you find, and there is 2 arcane cannons that you find, and 4 jets that can be installed that give it the ability to fly, along with the engine that you'll equip later. Okay. With that in mind, Every weapon, every engine, every piece of gear that you install on it is going to increase the weight. You have a choice here on installing everything. It's going to be a little bit heavier, and a little bit slower, but it's going to have more offense, more defense. Or putting less weapons on, maybe foregoing the battering ram, having a lighter ship that can go a little faster, but has less offensive capability. Which direction would you want to go?
The idea of a battery area ship sounds fun.
Okay.
I don't know if you would do that. I'm a roll boy.
Okay.
He's gonna build it like fully kitted out.
Fully kitted out, okay. So we have the ram, we have the tentacles, we have the arcane ballista, which you found 4 of. We have the arcane cannons, which you found 2 of. Where do you want to start?
Start with installing all of the jet engines and stuff. Or start with installing the tentacles, because that's something it really wants to have on the ship.
Perfect, okay. So each tentacle is going to require 2 DC 15 checks. You can use your intelligence for these checks and add your proficiency using the arms, okay?
Okay. 19, 21,
First tentacle is installed. Next one.
21, 24, 19,
Second tentacle is installed.
21, 18,
Third tentacle is installed.
21, 25.
Fourth tentacle is installed. All 4 tentacles are installed. Doing so does take about 8 hours, which brings you into the beginning of the next day. Okay?
Yeah.
At this point, spending that 8 hours of work, go ahead and roll me another Constitution check for exhaustion.
I'm looking at 15.
15 is enough. The DC for that one was 13. It's going to increase by 3 every 8 hours of work, okay? You have...
Actually, once he gets the tentacles installed, he's gonna like pass out and fall asleep. He's just gonna...
Perfect. Okay, good to know.
Hold on.
8 hours pass. You don't have to worry about enemies or anything like that. You've cleared this space out. They haven't had enough time to move back in. Occasionally there will be a crawler that kind of drops at you, but it just kicks it aside, like that scene at the beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy. Your long rest is successful. You wake up. Out of game, I'm going to let you know that you have 8 hours remaining until Axia reaches out to you. Okay?
Yeah.
So with that in mind, what is the next thing that you would want to install?
Probably the battering ram, because he finds that the coolest.
Okay. The battering ram is going to require 3 DC 15 checks to install. Again, you can use your intelligence and add your proficiency.
I pass all of them. I just rolled all 3.
Okay, perfect. The battering ram is installed. That did 3 hours, so you have 5 hours remaining. Each check is 1 hour of work. What is the next thing that you would want to do?
Install both of the arcane cannons.
Okay. Each arcane cannon requires 3 checks. Each ballista requires 2 checks.
Okay.
So would you want to do one cannon and one ballista?
No, you would want to do both of the cannons first.
Okay. I got you. So go ahead and do the first 3 checks for the first cannon. These are DC 2 DC 15, 1 DC 20 check.
Okay, well, that passes the older one.
Okay, and then the third one is a DC 20 for the cannon.
22.
Okay, the first cannon is installed. You have 2 hours remaining before Axia reaches out to you. Of course, he doesn't know that. So those are going to be the 2 DC 15 checks for the second cannon.
I roll a nat 20 on that one, of course I do.
Okay. With a natural 20, you take care of both of the 15 checks. You have I'll give you that DC 20 check for that second cannon.
I passed that one by like 21.
Perfect. So with that in mind, both of the arcane cannons are installed. Let me go ahead and underline those so I know. The tentacles are installed. I'll underline that. The ram is installed. I'm going to let you know what all of this does before you get that message from Axia, okay? Each tentacle has +8 to hit, a 30-foot range. On a hit, does 4d10 bludgeoning damage, and the creature is grappled if it's large or small. It requires 2 tentacles to grapple a huge creature, or 4 tentacles to grapple a gargantuan creature or another ship. Okay? While a creature is grappled, if the creature is gargantuan, the nautiloid, or if it's another ship, the nautiloid speed is 0 until the grapple ends. If the creature is huge, the nautiloid speed becomes 30 regardless of what its speed is until the grapple ends. Each tentacle has an AC of 20. It has 30 hit points and a damage threshold of 10. There's some resistances and some immunities there as well that are common among constructs. The ram involves you driving your ship into an object head first, so it only works if the front of the ship hits an object. The ship takes half of the damage dealt by the ship, and the damage is 12d12 piercing damage. It deals double damage to structures. Okay? And then the arcane cannon, that has a range of 600 feet, long range of 2,400 feet, a +8 to hit. It does 8d10 force damage to each creature and a 15-foot cube centered on the impact. So if you imagine a cube, like a 3 block cube, the central space is where it impacts, and within 5 feet around the impact is the other creatures that are damaged, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. Has an AC of 18. Each one has 60 hit points. Damage threshold of 10. It requires 2 actions to load, 1 action to aim, 1 action to fire. They're fucking massive fucking cannons.
Hell yeah.
And the actions to load, there's 1 action to remove the ammunition cartridge, 1 action to load the ammunition cartridge, 1 action to swivel the cannon into place, 1 action to fire. Okay? With that in mind, at the moment that you finish the ship, that last cannon, you get that last bolt into place, you get it fully installed, and that DC 20 check, that's connecting it to the nervous system of the ship, which is why it's a little bit higher. You get a ping in your head from Axia. And
I need to re-say the message again.
Axia, what is the message that you're sending to Yet?
The message to Yet. We have a problem. We have a problem. Found out more information about Mage. Need help. Gippu can't concentrate, and LIMOY's got something wrong with him. Oh God, please help. They're dumb.
How does Yet respond?
I'm gonna roll and see if Yet hears the message because he's currently focused on working.
You do hear it in your head.
Okay, I rolled high enough that I don't ignore it.
That's the question. Yeah, that's the question. You do hear it. It's whether you ignore it or not.
I'll reply. Is it really important? Wait, no. This is a one-time thing, one-time-a-day thing, isn't it?
It is a one-time-a-day sending.
God damn it. I was so close to finishing the ship. I'm on my way. Be there in a sec.
Okay.
And then I row of stars my way back to the material plane.
Perfect. Bear with me for just a moment. With that in mind, let me go ahead and do my little pop-up doohickey. I'm gonna put you back here. I am assuming that a recap happens at this time where you guys tell Yet what happened, yeah?
Yes, when he gets here.
Okay, Yet appears in a burst of starlight and is now next to you wearing his robes. He's got some beads of sweat on him from the amount of work that he's done.
Alright. You know the fact that I'm turning up on sweat. What is going on?
Don't worry about it.
You interrupted my work. I better fucking be worried about it.
That was Mason. I was directing that at Mason.
I was
Directing that at Mason. I just hand him the journal.
That's fair.
Just read this quickly.
Alright, let me get back to that real quick.
Before I even open the journal, I'm gonna look at Axia. You said the other two were under some effect.
Something's wrong with LIMOY, and you know what effect Gippu was under.
LIMOY says, I don't know what you're talking about, Axia. I'm completely
Shut
fine.
up. No talking out of you.
I'm gonna hand you one of my boluses, wrap that around LIMOY and see if and the Gippu and see if it spills whatever's on them.
No, Gippu's just high. You can't.
Yeah, your bolus
anything.
Your bolus do absolutely nothing to Gippu, and they don't affect LIMOY either. That said, I will allow you to roll a religion check on LIMOY.
Sure. No.
No?
No.
How no?
No. I promise you, I failed.
Okay.
I failed. I failed.
LIMOY's fine.
I promise.
LIMOY seems fine to you.
He is not fine.
Hold on. Let me double check. Does a 7 pass the religion check?
You wanna flash a genius it?
Sure, I have 3 of them left. Actually, no, I have all 5, so I'll flash a genius this. Sure.
Okay. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then Axia, because this is important to you, I will allow you to Bardic Inspiration him.
Excellent. I do that.
Okay. You can also roll a d10. Roll that twice, take the higher number, and add it to it.
Oh, okay. So I was at 12 before, now I'm at 15.
Okay.
Wait, no. I was at 12, now I'm at 20.
Oh, 20 is the DC. Okay. So you remember when you guys went to the Abyss and you were there for a while and you guys had to do like those checks to stop your alignment from changing?
Uh-huh.
Well, LIMOY failed the fuck out of all of those, and now he's technically a chaotic evil robot. And that's doing some shit to his fucking circuitry.
I'm gonna tell Axia that and go, if I'm not mistaken, I can technically undo it by casting Protection from Good and Evil on him.
Protection from good and evil would stop further effects from happening, but you would need, like, remove curse or greater restoration.
I don't believe I have access to greater restoration.
Gippu does.
Okay. So let's all actually go. So I have to do something that's gonna make Gippu really mad at me.
Oh?
Currently Gippu is high,
Mm-hmm.
and we now know we need to cascade greater restoration on LIMOY to fix him.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna have to do the thing that's gonna make Gippu mad at me.
Oh, you have to
With lay on hands, I can remove one effect of poison or one negative effect. You are no longer high.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
Oh wow, it's the fucking effect of lay on hands, you bitch!
I mean, technically he's like used to his own drugs enough to where he's not technically considered poison, but it is a poison, so I am allowing it.
You are so full of shit. But yeah, so I lay on hands, you're no longer high.
Okay.
And when you open your eyes, I go, I need greater respiration, LIMOY, please. Why? Because Axia interrupted my work on a ship that is partially organic and partially machine that I was doing my best to get fixed up front. And then he calls me and is like, oh no, it's fucking tragedy. If you don't fix LIMOY, I'm going to Quantum Bomb Leap.
That's not the only thing! Did you not read the journal?
No, I still have it. I have it in my hand. I haven't read it yet.
Read the journal.
LIMOY for Axia's sake, not for LIMOY's sake.
No, it's LIMOY's technically chaotic evil, and it seems to be fucking something up inside of his head.
Yeah,
I'm not
sure.
I wouldn't be evil. Not me. I'm a robot.
See, he's chaotic evil right now. He's lying at his ass.
Axia said sometimes it's okay to lie, and that means every time is a good time to lie.
That's it. I'm sending you into orbit.
You can't send me to orbit. I'm too heavy.
Yes, I can. I cast Phantasmal Force.
Oh my god.
Okay. Oh, I didn't get my guy. Can you get my dice for real love from the table? I'm gonna roll him here.
Yeah, get me a take to the air.
So just for a second.
The
fuck?
real quick.
And then it takes and then just
Is that a what kind of save? What kind of save is that?
It's
Never.
intelligence.
He fails.
He fails.
Oh wait, no.
He thinks he's in orbit.
Intelligence.
oh my god.
You said intelligence?
Yeah,
Might
I'm pretty
actually
sure
succeed.
Phantasmal Force is intelligence.
That's a 19. No wait, hold on. That's the wrong person. That's a 16. I don't think that's that.
Yeah, he fails.
Yeah. Okay.
He believes he's in orbit.
You watch his hands go out, and he's just kind of like teeters side to side because he thinks he's flying.
There, fix him.
That will last for a minute until he comes crashing back down to Earth.
Yeah, so you cast Greater Restoration on him, Gippu?
Yes, I do. I
Okay.
bonk him on the head lightly with my staff.
Okay.
I really quickly just skim through the journal, reading bits and pieces of it, and like.
Roll an investigation. Roll an investigation check for me.
Boring wizard science.
At disadvantage.
My God, these people are really interesting. Wait, what was the roll I needed to make? Sorry.
Roll investigation with disadvantage.
Oh, okay. I rolled a 17 on the first roll and a 1 on the second.
So with your investigation modifier, what does that bring you up to?
6.
A 6. You see words. You see the word Weavestone, Sunstone, Master, Enchantments, Splinter, Theory, Beholden, Stalwart, Failure, Intelligent. You see Grace. You see Grace. And then once you see Grace, you just get a migraine and you close the book.
Do you understand now?
No.
What do you mean no?
I have been racking my brain for the past 29 hours trying to put together a ship made entirely of organic and synthetic matter that's not human, you fucking cockweasel. I'm gonna throw the journal at him. My head hurts. Focusing. Tell me what's going on or I'm going to start getting mad.
The wizard dude wants to use Sinead for his own dealings, but I don't know what that means because the book is very vague. But he's also running out of lives, so apparently he's on one of his last versions of himself or something. I'm not smart enough to do this. That's why I brought you back.
Okay, give me the book, I'll try again. Jesus Christ, my head hurts.
Here, I can help. I pat him on the back if there's a card in my hand.
All right. If you're going through it at a regular pace, you can roll investigation check flat. And I believe he gave you Bardic Inspiration. Is that correct?
That's what that was. Yes.
Yeah, and you can use your Bardic Inspiration die if you like.
Okay, so that turns out to be 19 plus 5 is 24 plus 6 is 30.
The DC was 15. You're good. Actually, with a 30, I'll let you roll an insight check.
Where's my fucking insight? 18.
18. Okay. I'll go through the list. You get the formula, the basic formula used to create Weavestone, which involves smelting gold, mithril, and a very rare material from the Astral Sea called Astranium, which you've come across before. It's the one used to create the engines and the energy used to power their ships and stuff. Purifying that from impurities, and it involves infusing the ore with high magic, so 7th level spell slot or higher. The formula was found by Donovan when he was studying the Sunstone for his master, for which he was an apprentice. The Sunstone itself is made completely out of Weavestone. No name is provided for his master, but this is where your insight check comes in. You know that the plans for the Harbingers involves destroying the Sunstone. That's all that comes to mind.
Okay, I'm going to write down the formula and write down a summarization of the plans and hand it to Axia and go, here, this is for you.
Beyond that, the most important things is the plan for Master Donovan to embed the Weavestone, this fragment of Weavestone that he created using this formula, into somebody and imbue his will into them, allowing him to control them. He's failed time and time again The last person he tried it on was Grace. He saw a lot of potential with Grace, but when he tried to embed it into Grace, Grace exploded with more force than usual, destroying his last body. One of the last passages says that he's tired of failing, essentially, that this is his last clone, and he's basically decided to live as a hermit. The second to last entry regards attempt to scry on him. He thought it might have been hope, but it wasn't. And then the last entry was something to the effect of, a miracle has happened. Grace has returned to me. I can finally finish my work. I will help her control the Weavestone, and in doing so, as part of the final ritual, I'll fully imbue my will into the stone.
I'm gonna finish reading that part, and then I'm gonna wing the journal as hard as I can into Axia's face.
I do my best to get it.
I'm gonna look him dead in the eyes and go, next time I tell you that we killed the evil wizard, we killed the evil fucking wizard, okay?
I get it. We were just running out of options, okay? I'm not right all the time. This is why I called you.
No. Let me clarify something. I'm not really mad at you. I'm punching Janae in the throat when I see him.
Can you really blame Janae just wanting to be better and not explode?
That's not the problem. The problem is I could have killed the fucking wizard a while ago. We would have been able to fix things with the journal.
I didn't know the journal was real. Until I bought furniture for it.
I'll also say,
and could have gotten the information I'm using Frank. Why is this a problem?
yet I will also say with that 30 in investigation is what you got. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. In the back of the book, folded behind, there's like a secret pocket in the back of the book. Folded behind that is a folded up piece of paper. And pulling that out, you see a basic sketched outline of the sanctum that he drew before he created the sanctum. That outlines where each door goes to. So I'm going to fill those out here on the side on Owlbear. That goes to the farm. That goes to a vault. And then floor number 2. Let me... Okay. Floor number 2. Goes to a gallery. Clones. Office. Training room. Bedroom. Prison. And or there we go. Okay. And with that, you have an outline of where the doors go to in the sanctum as well. With that said, Janae's training for the day is still ongoing. There hasn't been a response from Master Donovan yet, but Axia, I will let you know, in regards to the study, door number 5, you might have enough time if 2 of your party members have the mending cantrip to repair the damage you did to that study. But for door number 2, you replaced that door with a door from your deck of useful objects.
Yes, because it was a stupid door.
Yes. There's no way he's not going to notice that that door is a different door.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Shit, so that doesn't last very long. I could try. Can I recall what the previous door looked like?
Roll a history check.
I question why we're repairing this guy's place.
It's about him not knowing that I know things. 22.
Yes, it was a stone door with these reliefs of faces and these golden hands coming out of the door that cut off at the forearm that rotated.
Can we fix LIMOY before I let him out of space?
LIMOY, well, you don't know until you let him out of space, but Greater
I snap
Restoration
my
was
fingers and let him out of space.
Okay. You let him out of space? He's like a little woozy. He looks a little dizzy. And then he says, I feel very weird right now.
Weird.
Like, previously, I had no problem lying to you, but now, I don't feel the need to.
Okay. Solves one problem.
That was a strange experience.
Alright, now. LIMOY.
Yes.
I need you to get your screwdriver ready. Because we're going to go to that other door. I'm going to make a new door. We're going to install it. That way he doesn't know we were in that room.
Okay.
Alright. Go to install a door.
Okay.
And I use my creation to make a copy of the door that we put on the hinge.
Okay. Okay, I got you. Very smart. So this will be...
Now, for reference, this is temporary. This will, I make sure I let the whole party know, this will last for 5 hours. Because it's not, I can't create it from nothing. It's temporary. You know, made from the essence of my spirit or something fantastical. Whatever I tell the audience at the time.
How many times can you do this per day?
As many times as I have spell slots willing to cast on it. The first one that we're doing right now is free.
Free, yeah. First one's free, and then you have to use a spell slot to use it again.
Like drugs, yeah.
Drugs. We love them. We love them here on the Wrongsides. Okay, LIMOY's gonna roll a check. It's not gonna be a particularly hard check. That's gonna be a 1, which brings it up to 16, which is enough to install the door.
For you. 8, 10. I can do it 12 more times.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Here's what I've done with like spells in the past, like Disguise Self. If you have like spell slots to cast it, I allow you to spin the spell slot to maintain it. I'm willing to let you do the same thing for the door.
Gotcha.
So every 5 hours, you'll expend another spell slot, but you'll maintain the same door.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, because I allow that with things like polymorph, or like or wild shape. Normally, you would have to come out of wild shape, plummet 500 feet before you could turn into a bird again. I think that's stupid. So if you already have your wild shape up and it's about to expire, I allow you to use a wild shape to maintain it. I'm willing to let you do that with the door as well. Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. But just keep track of that, and I'll let you know when those 5 hours come up, alright?
You got it.
All right. Okay. With that in mind, that took about, I would say the installation of that, because it's a heavy door, probably took about 30 minutes to install. What are you doing with the other door?
The other door, LIMOY, you know how to fix it, right? You can make the door whole again, right? Right?
Are you talking about the wooden door that we have in our hands?
No, the other door that we messed with.
Oh, that door over there. He points at door number 5, which is currently slid closed. He'll go up to it. He'll say the password, Scientia S Potentia. It slides up. The door itself is not damaged on your side, but on the other side it is, from the fireball. And he'll get to work on mending. Does anybody else have access to the mending cantrip?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know.
This is a minimum of a 2-person job to get this done within 4 hours. Because mending only repairs like one burn mark, like one patch of burned area, one damaged book, etc. If all 3 of you have it, then you can get this done in about an hour and a half. Okay?
Okay.
Alright. So I will put you guys to work there. You guys over here. 1, 2, 3. You guys are going to be working on that for about an hour and a half. Axia, during this time, where are you?
Well, now that I've assisted with all of the doors...
I will let you know you do have that... I'll allow you to have that map of the Sanctum as well. So you know, like, what each door goes to.
Okay. So... I guess that the only thing that doesn't fix the insides of the rooms, huh?
You know what the doors go to, but you don't know what's inside of each of the doors.
Well, there's 2 rooms that we were in. One of them is severely lacking furniture at this point.
That's being repaired with that hour and a half of work.
And then we have the other room that we got...
That other room is more or less undisturbed. Door number 2 is more or less undisturbed. Yeah, you didn't take anything from it. You left everything where it was.
Okay. Then... Shit, I guess there's not much to do now, huh?
Okay. Whoever wants to, I want you to roll a d4 and remove 1 from it.
I'm trying to think like what else there could be to do, but I can't think of anything. Am I repairing the door to a library?
What's that?
Am I repairing a door to a library?
It's the back, like the back of the door is completely smooth. It's just got some scorch marks on it, but basically, yeah. And then there's a bunch of like burnt books, there's burnt furniture, there's scorch marks on the floor. There's a bunch of damage here.
After we repair everything, I'm just gonna start stealing books. Fine.
Okay, bear with me. We're gonna do that D4 first.
1.
You rolled a 1?
I'm not gonna steal this guy's books.
You rolled a
I don't like
2?
this guy.
Okay. Good to know.
I'm sorry, him more.
You guys... Alright. That's what you get. Anyone who wants to, because this is now going to be like you're teetering on the edge of when Janae and him are going to be finished with their work. You're either going to be right on time or right off time, if that makes sense. Okay? And it's an even or odd roll. So whoever wants to, roll any dice you want. Let me know if it's even or odd. If it's odd, you do not get the work done before Master Donovan and Janae come back from their training. And if it's even, then you do.
Uh-huh.
But what if we just got it done?
Yeah, just got it done.
You're teetering on the edge because of what Janae rolled.
Oh, thanks,
Fuck you,
Janae.
Janae!
Sorry.
At least he didn't roll a 1 on the d4, because then this would be happening right fucking now. So anybody who wants to roll a d20, or I can roll it on Owlbear. Your choice.
I trust Chris.
Okay. Chris,
Okay.
you've been volunteered.
Alright. Here we go. Ooga booga! Okay, do I add anything to this?
No, just tell me what the result is on the die.
16.
Okay. An hour and a half passes, and you hear footsteps coming down the stairs just as your friends leave the study and make their way back to the manor. There's going to be one last check here. This is all happening simultaneously. So the door to the study is closing as Donovan and Janae are approaching the stairway and walking down the door. I feel like this would be a perception check on his side. Which isn't the best. So you have a chance. But the DC of this is only 10. Okay? Because it's 50-50. Well, I'll put it at 15. 15 feels 50-50. Okay. You hear footsteps coming down the stairwell as Janae and Donovan walk down the stairs and past the center of the sanctum. Doors open to the manor as they approach. I'll put Janae here, and it does not seem like Donovan is any wiser to what you have done. He eyes you guys,
I also have eyes. Fuck you.
and he says to you, "So, day 1 of 3 is done. Janae, you did very well in today's training. I'm proud of you.
This was the second day, I thought.
This is the second day, but it's the first day of training.
Oh, okay.
I'm proud of you, Janae. You did well today. As for the rest of you, I see that you are back with us, tall turtle man. Looking at you yet?
I was like, which one?
And he looks at Axia and LIMOY, and he says, "Have you two been staying out of trouble?"
Of course. We don't want to make our host disgruntled.
"And you, metal man, have you learned your lesson?" And LIMOY says, "Yes, I have been a good robot." He looks at you, Axia, and winks. You see one of his like illuminated eyes kind of flicker out.
Oh my gosh.
He's gonna roll an insight check on you guys.
He's doing great. He's doing his best.
Limoy's not helpful here, so you don't have advantage, but you can roll deception.
I will absolutely roll deception. That's like the thing that I do. I am the deceiver, some might say. You know, sometimes I lie so good, I even impress myself. Oh, that's right, okay. Don't have that right now. So, how does 33 sound?
He eyes both of you. Good. Good. I'm glad we have an understanding then. Yet at this time, I'll let you roll that d10. You can add your dexterity modifier to this, and that's how many books you steal.
No, I'm gonna steal books. Take them away.
You're not going to steal books? Okay, good to know. Alright. He nods to you. I'll see you tomorrow, Janae. And he turns around, he walks out the door, and as he walks out the door, he'll wave his hand, and the door to the manor disappears, but you guys remain in the manor.
Door to the outside of the manor? Or...
The door leaving the manor is no longer there.
So I can't leave.
You can dimension door to the other side of the door, but your normal way of exiting this place, he's removed it because he doesn't trust Axia or LIMOY to go a whole long rest without shenaniganry.
I don't even know why he doesn't trust me. I never did anything until, today, which, hey, that's a good reason not to trust me anymore, but you know that, yeah.
More is LIMOY. It's more he doesn't trust LIMOY to not do shenanigans.
Keep my name out your mouth. I don't know what you're falling down. I'm totally trustworthy at all points of the campaign.
Absolutely. With the 33, you certainly are. With that in mind, how do you guys want to move forward from here? Now that you have some solitude.
Well, I am beat. I think I'm going to sleep, you guys.
No! I
What?
say in your head.
What?
I just I hold up a finger, I pull out my cards. I just hand everybody a card very nonchalantly. Put my finger on my forehead, just like tapping it, trying to get you guys to do it without saying anything.
LIMOY puts it on top of his head like a hat. It absorbs into his noggin.
Hold on, before I do that, I'm gonna look at Axia and go, I'm a man of my words.
Oh.
And actually across the face.
Roll an attack roll.
Wait. Is it a surprise round?
Yeah, do I get
Do
a
not crit your name.
do I get a dex save here?
Nope, it's an attack roll on his side.
Oh my god.
I'll say advantage because Janae doesn't know it's
You can see the one punch there where it zooms in like a serious punch.
It's literally just a Hulk doing the side punch to Thor.
28.
Oh my god.
What's your strength modifier?
6.
Do you want to use the D4 for your unarmed strike or the 1 for your unarmed strike?
Just the one. I don't want to claw Janae's face off. I'm just, like, that's slashing damage.
You're just backhanding him? Okay. So you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage to the face.
Do I get slammed? I'm assuming I get slammed against the wall.
No. It's like, this is Git's version of a love tap.
A love tap?
Yeah, across your face.
Oh, wow! Did you do that? Oh my god!
Puts cards in forehead.
I think what-
Axia goes, I'm a man of my word.
Jesus, loose! What the fuck was that? Oh my god! Am I bleeding, LIMOY?
LIMOY puts a finger on your head and casts cure wounds. Not anymore.
Fuck! You weren't even here and you're already slapping me! What the fuck did I do this time?
I cast Axia telepathically. Run.
You all hear Axia's voice in your head.
Okay, so that was partially my fault. I called Yip back, but Yip had feelings about the news I had to tell him. He needed an appropriate target. You're the most appropriate target. Sorry.
Why am I always the goddamn target?
You know, sometimes it just has your name written on it. This one did. That's not my fault. Anyway, so besides that, actually it says moving on, knowing it's entirely his fault.
What does he heal me for?
We have.
Oh,
I may have
the full amount.
told
The full amount.
a bit of a fib earlier. We did go rummaging through the rooms.
We found a book, and we burned some books.
Oh no.
Also, I do know what gaslighting is. I was lying before. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We also
And
fixed.
Are you
also, there is no
gaslighting?
such thing as Clark's Chocolate Emporium. I was lying about that too. I'm sorry.
See?
And also, Axia never told me that any time is a good time to lie. He never told me anything about lying. I made that up. I'm sorry.
I figured that one. Because Axia doesn't talk that way.
But Yit did tell me that I am a gun. That wasn't a lie. I am a gun.
Oh, okay. Now, why the slapping and violence as soon as I'm done with my training? What did I do now?
Because we found a book. It's an unfriendly book.
Man, if Leroy was still evil.
When I say
It's a
an unfriendly
smutty
book, I mean that it just reveals some intentions that our good wizard has with you. You're intelligent and can make out the language better than I can. So I'm gonna just hand you the book. You're gonna read this silently, because I can't tell if he's listening. Here you go. Just slide it to Janae.
Puts
Gives
it.
me a little pat on the forehead. I cast Cure Wounds for the face.
Leroy already did that.
No, I'm at 33
no,
health.
sorry.
Or
You got 30.
133, so
Oh,
You can
okay.
have that.
I heal.
And, yeah, just tell me what you think about that.
Okay, I slide it into my breast coat or whatever, lapel.
Okay.
Should we all talk somewhere else rather than the main hall here?
I will say, Axia, if you want to do this on the fly, you can roll sleight of hand.
Do what on the fly?
If you want to like
Hand the
slide
book.
the book sneakily.
Oh, yeah, very, very, very.
Okay. Roll sleight of hand.
Okay. Woo! Damn, am I a rogue? 31.
31. Okay. It's a very low check for you, but you still have to roll a sleight of hand as well on the receiving end. The DC is only 5.
Okay, we're good.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You kind of like roll the book up in your hand, where you kind of like palming it, and then you kind of like slide it under Janae's robe and tuck it in to their like behind their trousers. And when you do that, you flatten it out against their back and retreat. And Janae kind of gives you a hug to sell it.
That was the last time you... When's the last time your hands have been in my pants? Anyways, let's go somewhere more private.
Okay.
As you
Where?
think of somewhere
My room.
more private, whichever hallway you go down, a door appears to the right side.
Okay.
A cush door seems like an office of some kind. But it's got like plenty of couches and stuff. 30 by 30 foot square chamber.
Okay. Alright, we'll go in there. Does anyone have a way to check for scrying in here?
LIMOY says, I do. And you watch his eyes kind of like flash to this light blue color as he casts see invisibility on himself. And he looks around. He's gonna make a perception check. LIMOY, I'm gonna need you to nod. Still a 9. I don't see anything that's hiding. Looking around. I think we're okay. But we also have this. All of this he's saying in his head. He points to his head in his head.
Yes, I just don't want him to see me with his notebook. Or this book, whatever this is.
Well, don't you have something that can hide us better?
I do. But that would probably look pretty suspicious in and of itself.
Well, I mean, if he's seen anything, if he has eyes in here, he probably saw Axia hand us cards. He probably saw those cards meld into our heads.
Alright, then fuck it. They probably saw him take his book anyway. Alright.
He currently doesn't know. This is all in our head, by the way. So if you have a place, we can always just be keeping secrets about the other things we do.
Okay.
And we just tell him something else later as an incomplete lie. Just let me talk to him. I'm sure I'll figure it out.
Good enough for me. Alright. I pull out the book from my behind my back, and I begin to read the book.
Are you going to cast anything to hide yourself first, or are you doing this in the open?
We're in the private room.
You're in a private room in his sanctum. It's not private yet.
Well, they seem very confident that
Okay.
we're not going to be looked at, so...
Alright. Sounds good to me.
Do I need to roll anything to read it?
You can roll an investigation check. You got plenty of time, so it's not a particularly high DC with this one.
20.
20? Okay. Natural 20 or unnatural?
Dirty.
Dirty? Okay. Ooh, dirty. Filthy 20. Do you recall what I said last session? You get all of that.
I get all of it.
Yeah, you get all of that.
So he is a fucking piece of shit. Just like I thought he was.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't say in here what his plans are. Just that he has his own personal plans for what to do with you.
And it does state that whatever he's planning on doing is going to be during the last ritual.
Do I know how many more training sessions we have?
I think during your training today, he would have given you, he would have said something to the effect of like, if all goes well, your training should take 3 days.
Okay.
Today's training went well.
Well, I still haven't unlocked my control over it yet. What should I do?
Well, we're here and playing a dangerous game. You know, if we wait until you get, your fucking orb under control, then we try to do something. I don't know what he can do. I have no idea. I don't know how he intends to use you, is the problem.
I'd rather not find out.
But if we try to, skedaddle now, there's a chance that we never get the opportunity to fix your more...
Who's to say he doesn't?
explosive tendencies.
Who's to say he doesn't come after us as well?
Well, if he comes after us, then he comes after us. We just deal with that.
Fuck.
We don't have to leave either. I mean, with all of us here, theoretically, we wait, you get handle of your issue, and then we try to extricate you as quickly as possible.
He said it would take about 3 days. Today was the end of the first day.
Anyone else have any sort of sparkling ideas?
Gippu just shrugs.
Damn it, Gippu. We've got to have some sort of special mushroom that just lets us solve the problem, right? Right? One of those bros somewhere?
I mean, maybe.
Open your mind!
Gippu just points to his head. It's all in here, man.
Can you get it out of there?
Sounds like something a wizard could do.
Sounds like something a wizard could do.
What about you,
What's
Yin?
that, Janae? You're a wizard, Janae.
I am a wizard. What do you need? Gods, I'm tired.
Maybe if we just open that brain of yours.
What?
What?
Open my brain? What are you talking about?
It's your actual brain.
What are you planning on doing with my actual brain?
Maybe look for the answer. Maybe something in there that maybe you don't know at the moment.
How are you going to poke my actual brain muscles and try to figure out there is an answer to our problems right now?
I immediately look at Yin.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Well, according to the journal, whatever effect he's trying to do it through the gem, not through Jenny's brain. So it's likely an effect that he's going to try to imbue into the gem during that final ritual, whatever that entails.
What if we just stop right before the final ritual?
Would you be better then?
I don't know.
Do you think that final ritual would be something that we could figure out on our own? It kind of feels like we're in uncharted territory.
Maybe I can ask him tomorrow what the final ritual entails, and then we can do it on our own.
Yep. I was wondering if you're like waiting now or not.
What do you think?
These are all good questions. I suppose it doesn't hurt to ask, as long as he doesn't suspect the rest of us. Maybe he tells you the truth, and maybe he lies though.
That's the thing. What?
I now know from experience how easy it is to lie.
Yes, LIMOY. Yes, you do.
And all of you believed me.
No. No, we
No,
didn't.
none of us believe.
None of you believed me.
You did have me doubting my own memory for a brief moment, but then I remembered there's no such thing as a goddamn chocolate emporium in Beneventia, a place I've lived for my entire life. Alright. I'm exhausted. I can't really think straight at this point. It's rather late. Alright, before we start training tomorrow, I'll ask him what the rest of our training regime looks like for tomorrow and the next day. And then I will decide whether or not to stay for the last day. Does that sound fair?
I mean, as long as nothing happens during day 2.
I mean, today we got not much done, so I don't think I'm close to completing it. Or any final ritual at the moment.
Alright. If you think we can hold out.
If there's does this spell last while I'm in there with it?
What spell?
These cards.
8 hours.
Okay, we'll do it again before breakfast. And then if something goes wrong, I'll just tell you, hey, I think the final ritual is about to start. How about that?
And then we barge in.
Sure, we're good at that, right?
Well, I mean,
Yit's good at it.
he's the best at barging in.
Yes, of course. I mean, I've always been afraid of this man. But at this point, I just want to get as much information out of it as I can before we just slaughter him.
That sounds like a good plan.
Because
I guess that
otherwise,
means we actually have to behave.
Glances at LIMOY.
Why are you looking at me? I'm a good robot now.
why are you saying robot differently?
I'm not saying robot differently.
Look at that crooked smile. Do you see that?
That's how you say robot.
I'm keeping an eye on you. Alright.
Alright, then I guess we just go through day 2 and hope
See what happens.
everything's okay.
Alright. With that in mind,
Can I not be alone tonight? Please.
You weren't alone the other night.
Yes, I was.
LIMOY was there.
Wait. LIMOY was there?
yeah, LIMOY stayed with you for most of the night until he up and left and snuck.
Yeah, LIMOY wasn't with me LIMOY was with me until he decided to go off and break into a master bedroom of a private sanctum that we happen to be in of an
You should have
archmage.
been sleeping by that point anyway.
I was sleeping, and that's the scariest part for me.
See? Then you were fine.
Fuck. Fine.
Alright, let's go to sleep. Everyone, into the room!
Oh,
Group sleep tonight.
Sounds good to me.
Group sleep.
Are you gonna take watches?
Sure, I'll go first.
Okay. Roll a perception
Perceive. Oh.
check. Did you perceive these nuts?
Did you perceive your own nuts?
Barely, I got a 12.
A 12? Okay.
That's what's going on for the rest of the night. I'm gonna read what the road, go back to the actual point where we're gonna show from.
Okay, that sounds good. I'll get through
I'm
their
not
watch.
gonna-
I'll get through their watches. Do you want to? How about I do your ship first, and then if you gotta go, you gotta go. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got the 4 arcane ballistas. You have enough time for the evening to either do the engines, like the 4 jets that go on the ship, or the 4 arcane ballistas, or 2 of each.
I'm gonna do the 4 jet.
Okay. Each one of those requires 2 DC 15 checks.
Okay. That's a D10. Oh. That's a D10. That's a D20. I have both.
Okay, so one engine is on. We got 3 more.
I have flashed the D's on both these, but I passed both.
Okay, that's the second engine. And you have 2 flashes of genius left, I think.
I passed this one.
Okay. That's the third engine. We have 1 left.
And I have to flash for genius one of those, but I passed it. So I lost engine off.
Alright. That you have 1 flash of genius left. Those are your 4 engines. That's the end of your day. At this point, you would take a long rest. As for you, Axia, bear with me for just a moment. I'm checking something real quick. You said you rolled a 12?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah.
Stuff might happen. I'll roll for this. With a 12, you don't notice anything happen during the evening.
That sounds right.
Slumber takes you. LIMOY will take the second watch. It's a lot better. He also doesn't notice anything. Your long rest goes off without a hitch. You wake up in the morning. Yit is not here. I'll put Yit over there for a moment. With that in mind, as you awaken, you come out to the main chamber. The door appears to the manor, and in steps Master Donovan. And he says to you, Janae, are you ready for your next day of training?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Let's not dally much longer. Have your breakfast. Meet me upstairs.
It's a hefty portion of breakfast items and stuffs croissants and pastries in their pockets.
As you leave the door, you feel, when you stuff them into your pockets, you feel your pockets are kind of heavy. And as you leave the door, your pockets are suddenly much lighter.
Oh.
And you watch smoke come out of your pockets.
Oh.
Senor DM,
Yes.
for major, minor, which one is evens again?
Evens is major, odds is minor.
Lucky. Sure. We get 2 rolls on the major table today. Let's go.
In the meantime, for you, this day is going to focus on taking that connection that you built on the first day and binding it to your will. That is going to be an Arcana check, but using your charisma. So you're going to use your charisma modifier and add your proficiency to it.
Proficiency is intelligence, right?
No, +5 from your proficiency, and then whatever your charisma modifier is.
Okay. Nine.
+9 to whatever you rolled.
Oh, okay.
Hey, today's a funny day.
That's a success for you. What did you get, Axia?
I got Gary's major,
Haha. Hello.
so I got Copperband and languages for today, which is very funny. Also, would have been useful
Yesterday.
yesterday, but it's funny that it showed up now,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
And then, ow! My neck exploded. Why? Oh! And my my other for today was the Crimson Herald card. So I got the D4 again.
Dope. Looks like he's looking out for you.
So he is.
Alright, I'm gonna move Donovan and Janae back to their room. And in the meantime, what are the rest of you guys doing for this day?
We have to actually behave. Well, shit. I've already went through Master Donovan's book.
I'll also, did you do telepathic bond today?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
As you enter the training area, you feel your connection to the bond severed.
Shit.
Because the training room is considered a different plane of existence.
You know, was there any place in here that we were allowed to go?
Yes, he said that you could go into the garden, the gallery, and the cottage and the manor.
While we're in the manor.
Yes.
Well, cottage is where we were. You know what? I'm going upstairs. I'm going to the gallery. Can't fucking stop me.
Limo will go with you. Yeah.
No.
So as you pass through this cherry red door, and enter this lavish, like art gallery display room inside, you do see on each of the corners is a full plate of armor. You see tapestries on the walls. You see display pedestals where there are like vases and like art pieces and stuff like that. You see, it's a pretty display. There's also like dispersed around. There are also like award plaques for his contributions to the Aurelian Academy of the Arcane. There is a kind of like a college, like a master's certificate, kind of like a PhD plaque, essentially, doctorate plaque of enchantment on the wall here as well. There's some sculptures. It's a good display. It's nice. Some of the stuff looks really expensive.
I thought there was gonna be more to do in here. Darn. Man, I would. Wait a minute. No, I'm not allowed in there. Darn.
I mean, when has that ever stopped you?
That's true.
No, we have a plan. Actually, it's like doing all of this in his head.
Walking past the clone door like, I have to be a good boy.
Looks at the planar orrery.
Do it.
Yes, temptation.
Rob him blind.
It's not about robbing, I'm just curious.
Do it.
Well, you know what they said. Curiosity killed the Axia, but satisfaction brought a Baxia.
Oh my god.
I think in my head. Are you seeing all this? It's directed to the Crimson Herald.
I peek in every once in a while. Quite a naughty little wizard you have. This
Right?
Master Donovan. Sneaky. I kind of like him.
Now I'm stuck playing the waiting game here.
Well, he didn't seem to realize that you had gone into the other doors.
I've already gone to a couple of the other doors that I wasn't supposed to, but that was fun.
You didn't
He doesn't know.
You didn't seem to know or mind.
What's that?
As long as you don't get caught, it should be fine, right?
I mean, that is the general rule, yes.
Just don't get caught then.
The problem is getting caught means that Janae's, could it be done for? Quite a big downside, right?
You care a lot for them.
I know you don't.
Oh, I care about them because you care about them.
Yeah, what I should do? That sounds like something I could do. I should do that tonight, actually. I haven't gotten any pings, so she's been good. But I should probably check on Hope.
I would actually say that last night you would have gotten a ping for her.
Oh, like her not doing the thing?
Yeah, because she thinks her job is done.
Oh, then I would have absolutely been there. What the fuck?
I will say that happened in the morning when you woke up.
Okay.
Because technically the rule is she's allowed to sleep, and she's allowed to eat, and she's allowed to do her regular work, but when she's not doing her regular work, she has to be doing your thing. So like this morning, somewhere around actually honestly, somewhere around now-ish, you would get that pain.
Oh, like as I'm complaining?
Yeah, as you're complaining, you would get that pain.
Oh.
And it feels like indigestion. But you know what it's coming from.
Well, speak of, I say, he's here, we're talking, so. Speak of the devil. I just got a note.
Sounds like you've got work to do.
I have something to do. Granted, I can only really interact with her when she goes to sleep, so I guess I'll have to do it tonight.
Sounds
Hey,
fun.
what's the current situation going on? I'll
Wait.
leave that for a moment.
The current situation is Axia is exploring places that Axia is allowed to be in. He just got a ping
Currently.
from Hope not doing the thing that's in her contract. I'm about to circle around back to. I'm actually going to circle to Gippu now to see what Dan's going to do for the day. So I'm going to leave you there for a moment. Dan, what do you want to do with Gippu for this day?
I mean, you explode, he plays hell. I mean, Deku's fine, just at his hookah bar still with his new ace buddy, Slimefoot.
Yeah, if you're happy with that, then that's perfectly fine with me too.
And he might even tell Slimefoot to go check on Janae or something, just to
Okay.
either get company or tease him or something, or I'm trying to think. Because I did want to use my future summon plant to see if it helps Janae train on anything, but I think Janae is trying other things other than playing with a plant, so.
That's fair. I will put this little tree guy right next to you. And if you want him to go somewhere, you just let me know. And we'll move him to wherever you want him to try to get into.
Yeah.
Okay? But in the meantime, you're okay with where you're at?
Yeah.
LIMOY is now true neutral again. But that said, he knows that you guys have a plan. I think he's going to be a good robot, and he's going to hang out with you, Gippu. Or he's going to hang out with Axia. So wherever you go, Axia, LIMOY will go.
Alright.
Because LIMOY is worried that you're going to get up to some shenanigans, and he wants to be there in case you get in trouble. With that in mind, Yit, we'll circle around back to you.
Okay.
You have those 4 arcane ballista.
Yeah.
Each of those ballista requires 2 DC 15 checks to install.
Okay.
So that's 1 installed.
Flash of Genius and pass.
2 installed.
Pass on both of those.
3rd installed.
Flash of Genius on both of those and pass both of them.
4th installed. Gotcha. And that's your whole day's work for that. Do you want to? You still have the engine from the that you uninstalled from the right side to install the planner warp drive. Do you want to install that for the time being, or do you want to leave it as it is?
I mean, if I took it out of the original pip, I'll put it in this one, I guess.
Okay. That's going to be 3 checks. 2 of those are going to be DC 15, and 1 of those is going to be DC 20. And it's not going to be with the arms, it's just going to be an Arcana check.
Okay, well, I passed the first 2.
Okay. The 3rd one's
And
DC
then I
20.
passed the last one.
Perfect. With that in mind, your ship is fully kitted out. It does have a regular engine in it. So you can use this ship moving forward while you're in the astral plane. There are 2, there's 2 large, fuel canisters essentially for the ship. But it does require both of those canisters in order to run. Okay.
Mason heard that he's about to go in.
That's fine. That's all that I needed to tell you guys. I'll give you some more information as I get that ship put together with all the things that fully kitted out and stuff. Circling around back to you guys, is there anything else you guys want to do for the remainder of this day?
Isn't there something Axia can do with the Crimson Herald and stuff for help?
Sign a contract. If that's all that you guys want to do, we will circle around back to Janae. You have completed your training for the day after about 6 hours.
Okay.
And you are about to leave the door. Do you want to ask him now or on the way out?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
Or like during your training?
as we are walking out.
Sure. Alright. How do you want to start that conversation?
So, how far do we have left?
Well, to be honest, you've impressed me with how well you're taking this training. If tomorrow goes well as well, tomorrow will be the most difficult part of the training. Then after that is the final ritual to truly bind the Weave Stone to your will and awaken its potential within you. That may require your friend's assistance as well.
So it's going to take 4 days rather than 3?
Tomorrow, and then the last, and then 1 additional day. Yes.
Alright. We had a pretty short session today.
It's a full day's work, I think. About 6 hours. But you did well. Proud of you. I'm glad to see your progress.
Well, thank you. And I'll see you in the morning then.
Of course. He'll stand on the balcony and watch you enter the manor, and as you enter the manor, he'll remove the door.
I'll try to find Axia.
Welcome back.
Seems like the spell doesn't work while I'm in there.
What spell?
The telepathic block.
Fuck.
But he said by the end of tomorrow I should be pretty much done, and then the final ritual is the following day. So maybe tomorrow, after training, then we'll be ready to go.
Okay. I like the sound of that.
I'm gonna say this in his head, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
So, I thought it was going to take only 3 days, though. So,
Well,
part
that
of
makes sense.
me is suspicious that he's leading me on to think that it's 4 days, and tomorrow will be the final ritual. But at the same time, I have no idea.
Do you want to roll insight on that?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
$21.
21? You think he's being right about that?
Alright. He seems like he's being transparent.
Alright, well, that's good at least.
Alright. Let's get some rest then. We're gonna have a
I
big
guess we
day
have
tomorrow.
to, considering that, this is dark. So tempting to go into some of the other rooms, though.
Do as you want.
Anyway.
I mean, as long as you don't leave a trace behind.
Well, yes, but, you know, one mistake and then you get in trouble. Who knows what happens after that, you know?
It's true. But you also have the notebook.
And?
That's one little mistake.
Yeah, but he's looking for you. Doesn't need the notebook right now. Hey, he's got people to talk to. His goal is right here.
That's true.
That's true. Alright. Group sleep again?
Sure.
Alright.
Yeah. As we lay down, I'm just like, be filling with my cards, and I will tap myself on my cards like, hey, dude, I'm gonna go visit a certain rose person.
Ooh. Yay. Hold on, let me get different music up for this.
Ooh, yay!
Um,
We've been waiting the whole campaign for this.
let's see.
Watch Axia use his devilish powers.
I've had this. I've used it on other people. That's the first time I've used it on her. For this.
With malicious intent.
The intent is not yet malicious. That depends on her.
Okay.
Yeah, that's already subjective.
What kind of dream is she going to have?
Well, you know, first she's gonna think she's waking up.
Oh my god!
So, like, you know, visuals of something akin to her bedroom type stuff, like a room that is normal, like an inn or a generic bedroom. I would imagine that would be in sort of arcane facility. I'm making it up.
Okay. When you enter into her dream, you enter into her dream in a scene of her office, with her head kind of nestled on her own arm, and then you watch her kind of rustle awake in her office.
Excellent. So I'll let her begin like her morning progress.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like she's making breakfast and whatnot. And then when she's in the middle of that, I will come in from the side door. So what do we have? And just walk in.
She kind of startles and looks over to you. Well, I was having toast. What are you doing here?
Stroll in, sits down. Well, I was alerted.
By what? I fulfilled my side of the bargain, didn't I?
I just point to her hands, and when she looks down at like the toast that was supposed to be there, it's just not there. It's in my hand.
But I fulfilled my side of the bargain, didn't I?
Almost.
You said to do everything that I could to help Janae control that gem, and I did.
Oh.
I got as far as I could, and I told you where to go next.
Exactly. And you did pretty well, and we are where to go next. But now there's a second step I need you to help me out with.
What's that?
You know Donovan better than we do.
From my knowledge, perhaps.
Did he ever talk to you about any ritual he planned to do with that stone?
No.
Or his intentions on what he was going to do with the person he put that stone in?
He said that the stone was going to give whoever he implanted it into more power. Like, power beyond what a normal mage is capable of. And that they would be more suited towards protecting the realm. All of this was to his duties to protect the realm.
Well, he wasn't doing it to protect the realm.
Then what was it all for then?
That's what I'm hoping you can give me a hint with. I slide an illusory copy of the journal to her across the table.
Okay.
You
roll a history
so
check. This is going to determine how accurate it is.
Fuck yeah, natural 20 plus stuff. Alright. Plus the history. And I haven't taken my long rest yet, so I'm gonna use that D4. 27 without inspiration. If I need to inspire myself, I will.
Do you feel the need to?
Yeah, fuck it, we're resting anyway. We ball.
Okay.
Hell yeah! 32. Nope, 32, 35.
35. It is a absolute perfect replica down to the texture of the paper and the leather on the journal.
Wow.
Slide it to her. You were his assistant for a long time. Did that make any sense to you besides the fact that it sounds like he's very untrustworthy?
She reads through it. I don't remember most of this. I remember Grace coming. I remember the day that Grace came to the orphanage. I remember their lessons. I remember them learning to control their ability to change themselves. I remember Master Donovan taking a liking to them.
Do you ever consider the fact that maybe he messed with your head too?
Dun, dun.
And I take another bite of the toast. Oh.
It's likely that he did, but I would have no recollection of whether he did or not.
Alright, then here comes the next part of your job. We're gonna try and put your memory back.
It sounds like his ultimate intention was to put his will into the stone.
Exactly. Which means in your
that today
case,
is in
since you're
danger.
being so forthright, I'll be nice. In your case, Grace might cease to be Grace by the time he's done.
Or Janae might cease to be Janae.
Exactly.
It might become Grace.
Or some alternate version of Donovan. He is running out of clones, apparently.
Okay. What do I need to do?
Well, I think the best way you can help me is if you had your old memories and understood what was going on here.
Breaking his hold on my memories would require greater restoration. There's
Well, I
clerics
can't do
here.
that,
There's
but I
clerics
am
here in the
currently
city.
in your brain.
That's true.
So, I'm gonna try something very ridiculous. I don't even know if it's gonna work. I don't know what's gonna happen to you. But if you want me gone, you're going to let me do it.
Whatever I need to help today, I'll do it. I owe them that much.
Good. So, you're gonna have to relax, and I'm gonna try and use this dream to reach into the deepest part of your mind and pull the memories back out physically. I got this idea from Gippu.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm going. Yes, I remember how you said we could reach in and try and touch Janae's brain? I'm doing that to Rose now.
The hope, yeah.
Partial lobotomy.
I cannot say what is going to happen, but I think the answers we need to know what's going to go on in this ritual, because he is not going to tell us, are locked behind your memories because you are the closest thing to like a partner that he's had.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay.
And with that said, we'll end today's session. And we'll pick up there next session.
No! No!
Because that feels like a climactic place to stop.